Well, it's testing. That is the order of the day out here at Sydney Motorsport Park, because it's the Destination New South Wales Sydney Test ahead of a huge year in the Repco Supercars Championship. You've got Chad, you've got Paves. We're going to go for a little bit of a live pit lane walk to cover off the big news items from what has been a very big morning of Supercars testing ahead of the Thrifty Sydney 500. Hello, mate. Happy 2025.
Hello. Good to see you as well.
I'm looking forward to what's to come throughout the rest of the day, but can you bring us up to speed on what people either at home or at work or wherever they're tuning in from may have missed this morning?
Well, it's been a huge day at Sydney Motorsport Park. I mean, you'll see the top of the timesheets. Nick Percat was fastest, a 1:35.354, but no one really talks about Hollywood times just yet. You don't win the championship today. But the talking point, if you see just right here, Aaron Love had a big accident towards the end of the session, a suspected brake failure heading into turn 2. I think it was on an outlap, so the car has sustained pretty extensive damage to the rear.
Now, they have lowered the garage door, which is international sign for don't come too close, but we will just have a little bit of a peek at this car at the back, the city amount of work that's still going on with this team at Cool Drive. So not the way they'd want to start season 2025, and it looks like all hands on deck to try and get this car back out there. I can see Kate Harrington on the broom just trying to clean up some of the spare bits and pieces that are coming off this car as well. But that's a pretty awkward start for poor Aaron, and not the way he would have been hoping to get his year underway.
No, and Aaron did walk away. He's fine. So he was in the garage before. You can read a lot of stories on the media today. Our story on supercars.com. Aaron said expected brake failure, foot went to the floor, and you know, when you're coming off a corner about 200 k's an hour into turn 1, you're heading about 220 into turn 2, and you got no brakes, so it's pretty scary. So it sounds like it hit the tyre barrier, so you know, if there was more damage on the car, you just expect maybe concrete. But yeah, it'll be a bit of a stretch for those guys to get out there this afternoon. A
little bit of a shout out to Cameron Crick, who's our one and only wildcard. He is here testing today, which will bring the field of cars to 25 for today and the weekend, and they're lined up in pit order of how they finished last year's Teams Championship. So next on our stop right now is Team 18. A very different looking Team 18 this year, isn't it?
Yeah, now fast, Chad. I mean, look down the order. Anton Di Pasquale's new at this team this year. He's 4th. David Reynolds 5th. So promising start. Again, you're not looking for Hollywood times, but it's always nice to be top of the session in Sydney. Yeah,
and they earlier today actually launched their co-driver lineup for the year as well. So Harry Jones, who's the reigning Carrera Cup champion, is going to be saddling up with Anton Di Pasquale. That's a pretty cool lineup. And a Bathurst champion with another Bathurst champion, Lee Holdsworth, is going to head over and partner with Dave Reynolds. Let's duck ahead in at BJR and see what's going on down here with the Middies team and the R&J Batteries car. I think back to the last time we had a pre-season test here, I think it was Andre Heimgartner that topped that day, a couple of years ago. It looks pretty quiet here at the moment. Teams are out the back having a bit of lunch. I can see Brad Vaughan sitting around here and a couple other guys. Declan Fraser's out here. Let's go say good day to Declan Fraser, shall we? Since you're the only guy I can see not doing anything at the moment. Why don't you come stand next to your hot rod, Decker, so we can show off the colours for R&J Batteries for this year and get a bit of an idea for how cool this car looks and what you're going to be heading into for the season. You pretty pumped up to be back at BJR and back alongside Andre?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, the announcement only came out about a week ago, so it's been a bit of behind-the-scenes work, and it's been good to get back with the team, basically.
Absolutely. What are you guys working on today? Are you going to get a bit of seat time?
Not too sure at the moment. Main focus is obviously Andre. It's the first round of the year. We want to come out swinging and make sure that we've got the car pace straight away, and different tyres, different rules, different everything. So biggest thing for us today is just learning as much as possible, and I'll get to go for a squirt and Ronda on Monday on the ride day. That's the plan.
Beautiful. Eyes on the road, Ronda. Thank you, mate.
Easy, thank you.
We'll let Decky get back to doing exactly whatever it was he was doing at the data station. Holding a water bottle, looks like what it was. Small little design changes on this car with the red to maroon to black down the side of it. The R&J Batteries team looking good to go. Winner at Topol last year, and Andre Heimgartner would be very keen to continue some of that good fortune in season 2025.
Yeah, look for our website in a few days. I'll put a poll up. You can vote for your favourite livery. There's a few contenders. I mean, that Tradie Energy car is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah,
you always like to see changes as well. We'll get to Shelby Power Racing down the back as well, but that's a really cool livery as well. But going past Premiere, not seeing the timesheets alight just yet, 22nd and 25th for those guys, but one guy to keep an eye out for is Richie Stanaway. It's his first proper laps in a Premier Camaro, first laps in a 888 built Camaro since he won Bathurst in 2023, so
that's a good point.
He's pretty happy, he's very happy to be at that team, and they could be dark horses this year. I mean, they were last year. Jimmy Golding got pole in Darwin, podium at Sandown, but the opportunity to start fresh with everyone else, and you're talking about the finals, those guys could be serious win contenders if they can get it right.
Absolutely. There's no reason why one or two of those cars couldn't qualify into that top 10 of the championship and get a leg up towards what's going to be happening at the Gold Coast as we stick our head down at Maidstone Racing. 3 cars for the weekend at MSR, and looks pretty quiet at the moment. Can't see any of the driving crew down here at the moment. Cam Hill, fairly similar looking livery for this car this year. If anything, it's been slightly refined, I reckon, just the black on white and the Bendix car, which had some success last year. When I think about Maidstone Racing, I think about the fact that they've won races in both of the Gen 3 years that we've had so far, and that is something that they'll look to continue so far this year. And when you throw Tim Slade and Nick Percat together for the Enduros, all of a sudden you've got yourself a pretty good looking lineup.
Yeah, you talk about underdogs and dark horses. I don't think these guys really deserve to be in this sort of underdog, dark horse group for much longer, because the way they were winning races last year, Percat was really impressive. I think they just want to get more podiums. I think Nick said at a media call on Sunday at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, it was pretty cool.
That was cool, yep.
But Nick said, you know, we want to be leaving Sydney 5th in the championship, and the best way to do that is be contending for podiums all the time. One
thing they are doing is topping the timesheets today, set on their 26th lap of the day, and I can see they've got some fresh Dunlop tyres laid out and ready to go as well, so maybe some more new tyre running for these guys to get an idea of what this new tyre is like when it's brand new, to get an idea of what that warm-up phase is like for qualifying, and maybe even go a little bit quicker as well. So it's hard though, isn't it, Paves? A lot of the time at Sydney Motorsport Park, whether it's the World Time Attack event or whether it's a qualifying session or a test day here, this track is so fast earlier in the day, so it will be difficult for teams to go quicker later.
And the hardest thing about that is we've got a mad format this weekend. I mean, the first time we race this year is the first day of the season. I can't recall the last time that happened. Obviously, there are stats somewhere here and there, but the fact that guys have to practice, qualify, then race on Friday night, we hope to see everyone here at the grandstand as well, but that's going to be intense. I mean, a lot of drivers are talking about how that Friday sprint race is going to be absolutely chaotic, and I think Matt Payne described everyone as monsters.
Right.
When the sprint race is going to be chaotic, and I can't wait for that too.
Abu Dhabi 2011, I think, was the last time we actually had a race to start the championship on a Friday, which is pretty cool. Tyre Power car, new colours for them this year. It's good to see Tyre Power back in Supercars. That's Jack LeBrock, and sharing the Chico side of the garage. Good to see Chico back after winning Bathurst last year. Cooper Murray, one of a couple of rookies to watch out for in the field. Don't they look different at Shelby Power Racing? This feels like a rebranding of this entire operation. Obviously, we know that there's a new driver in car 38 in Brody Kostecki, but you just walk past this garage, and this is the first time I've walked past this garage for the season, and it's strikingly different.
It's so different. I mean, the way the reds and the whites work as well. Everyone would have got used to that livery that ran from, I think, 2017 to last season as well. We can see the boys there in debrief at the moment with Tom Moore, who's an engineer as well. But yeah, 9th and 11th in that morning session. A bit of speed to find yet, but again, like we say, I'll keep rinsing it on. You're not looking for Hollywood times just yet, but for these guys, they're new cars, new driver in Brody as well, new engineers as well. So there's a lot of changes here, and you want to make them work as soon as you can.
All right, let's see if we can get a quick word out of the boys in their lunch break, having a chat with Tom Moore down here. Hello, boys. Sorry, we're live on a little pit lane walk at the moment. I just wanted to say, first of all, hi. Haven't seen you guys all year yet. But how's the day been going for someone who is just flicking on their computer to get a bit of an update of what's happening? What have we missed?
Bit of slip and sliding, but no, I mean, I think a bit of everyone. It's everyone's just running through probably a range of things. Obviously, we've got a lot of new stuff to go through, so it's been a really interesting morning. I'm sure some people have run on the new 2025 tyre, some haven't. It's we don't get too many of them, so obviously we're racing on it this weekend, but we only got a couple of sets to play with today. So just playing around. First time working with Brody and George and Tom in anger. Just been cool. Really interesting feedback from Brody. So I've enjoyed the morning. We're not too worried. We haven't had any major hit outs yet, but the car feels quite different to what I'm used to, but quite nice. There's some good tendencies, so I'm having fun.
Brody, quick one from me. I mean, you spent the last few years in Camaros, now you're in a Ford. Any differences around here? Because it's a high-speed track, big braking, but any differences with the cars?
Honestly, like David said, we don't really get many tyres, so I'm sort of running around on junk for most of the time, so it's really hard to sort of tell, but I'll let you know Friday when I do my first quali run.
Perfect. All right, looking forward to that one. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, boys.
Get back to it. Thank you.
Loves it because it's a Mustang, mate.
Exactly. His new home down here at Shelby Power Racing. Thank you to the boys for popping in for a quick yarn. I think even just seeing the 38 on this car is actually going to take a little bit of getting used to. I'm obviously so used to seeing 17 on a Shelby Power car, but seeing 38 down here, that's going to take me a little bit of time. Even just seeing Brody Kostecki in this team, it's definitely the biggest change that's happened in pit lane since we were last time out of Adelaide.
Yeah, especially when a champion in the last few years changes brands. It's always going to be a big story, but there is still a lot of talk about, how are these guys going to go in Sydney round one for the rest of the year. I think we remember talking about to Ryan Story, who get well soon, Ryan. But, if they want to say, oh, we want to be competitive by the finals, they've got 8 rounds to get there, the Enduros, but I would be quite surprised if they're not winning races by, maybe Townsville, because there's just this aura of confidence around that team, and they'll have a lot of competition. WAU, they won both races here last year as well. We've got 3 races here this weekend, but you're right, it's a big move, but the way they can make that really set into the rest of the field is going to be really interesting.
All right, let's duck in at Walkinshaw and Andretti United. We just went past the Penrite Racing cars where Kai Allen is firing up for the year. We'll head into Walkinshaw and Andretti United, see what's going on down here. I can see the Juice, Jaden Ojeda, who was only just announced as a co-driver down here. Chaz is having a bit of lunch, so we might be having lunch at the moment.
That'd be nice.
Swing and say g'day to everybody.
What's he got?
Hello, Jaden. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to come and say g'day. We're live on Facebook and YouTube and a few others right now. We're just checking out what everyone's having for lunch. What's going on down here today, Chaz? Your day been all right so far?
Yeah, just old faithful chicken and cheese wrap and make friends with salads. So, it's been a good start to the day. SMP is always probably, I reckon, one of the toughest tracks we go to on the calendar. The degradations here is massive and it really tests the car out and the tyres. So, we've been sticking to our program. I think we learned a little bit this morning. I'm pretty excited for the afternoon. We've got some pretty big ticket items we want to try and do there.
Chaz, I'll throw a cliche. You won both races here last year, so you're pretty confident coming here, but have you had a run on the new tyre yet? Do you know how it's going to behave around here?
I haven't ran on the new tyre since some of the tyre testing last year, so I haven't technically been on the 25 spec tyre. So, we'll probably put one on towards the end of the day. No doubt everyone will, but, tyres are pretty tight for the guys that aren't rookies. Tyres are the rookies. They have a lot of them. Right. So, we'll just have to see how we go this afternoon.
Thank you, mate. Might get a quick word off Jaden while we're down here as well. We'll swing around towards the camera and say hello. You're just watching today, or are you going to get a chance to hop in and do some driving, or what do you know so far?
Just making sure Chaz stays fed is my job.
It's a big job. If watching the E-Series with anything to go by, that's a big job.
Yeah. No, Sydney's obviously my home track, so I was out in the area and popped in and saw the crew. Obviously, the announcement went live yesterday, so just getting a feel for the place and reacquainting myself with the team in 2022.
You feel like coming home?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, a lot of familiar faces, so it's good. You stay in touch with these people. It's not like when you move on and do something else somewhere else, you forget about the people. So stay in touch, and it's good to sort of be in the same garage again.
Thank you, mate. Good to see you.
Likewise.
We'll go this way actually, because that way we can show a bit of BTS. Everyone's still very much setting up out the back ahead of the weekend, but all the teams have bumped in and are pretty much set and ready to go. We're just next door to Tickford. I can see Thomas Randall hanging out with a race suit halfway around his waist. He's chatting with Jackson Walls, who's actually a 888 Dunlop Series driver. Give him a quick wave and say g'day. Hello, he's heading back to the truck at the moment, as is Cam. Rylan Gray's in there as well, who's part of their Dunlop Series program. Lockie Dalton actually raced here last year as well. So a lot of different drivers showing up at Tickford this year, because they've got, 4 entries in their Tickford Autosport club of drivers they're going to be racing in Dunlop Series as well. We're at 888. Should we duck in for a quick chat? I can see Brock Feeney hanging out, having a little bit of a chat to some of the guys down here. Hello, guys. Sorry, mate. I'm going to duck in and grab a quick word to Broccoli. Oh, were you? How were we doing? Was it going all right?
I just checked in and then swiped back off, but I'm guessing great.
Should have thrown some questions in for us.
I should have.
What would you have asked Chaz Mostert if you had the chance?
I don't know. What springs are you running?
He knows his way around this place. How are you doing today, mate? The half a day down?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been good. It's just, there's a lot of clouds around, so it's changing quite a lot over the day, and obviously tyre set. So at some point of the day, I felt like I was on fire, and then you go back out and you're like, oh, maybe not. So it's very up and down, but I think all good. We're getting through our program.
You expecting guys to put new tyres on and set some Hollywood times and try and get the headline for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I think this afternoon we're going to see, and I think everyone's probably got the new model tyres to run. I'm not sure if anyone's run them yet, but I think this afternoon you're probably going to get a bit of an understanding in that last 10-15 minutes where everyone's at.
All right, thank you, mate. You get some lunch yet?
Yeah, I'll
go for it. All right, thank you, mate. We'll let him get his head back in the game. We're about 10 minutes away from the green flag flying here, but we want to give the fans a quick look inside this garage, and one thing in particular that I want to see, which is the number one.
The number one?
Because I haven't seen it yet in the flesh. And I always get excited when someone decides to run one on the car. I think it's a bit of a badge of honour that if you go and earn it, you should absolutely have the right to wear it. And that is exactly what Will Brown has elected for in season 2025. So there you go, a bit of a live walk for our Destination New South Wales Sydney Test Day. Thrifty Sydney 500 is this weekend. There's going to be speedway racing over there as well, happening on Thursday, as well as plenty of live action. You'll be able to catch it on 7 through Saturday and Sunday. Fox Sports, of course, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The pit party as well. You got your glow sticks ready for that one?
Oh, I haven't been practicing my dancing. I think I'm getting over head cold like you are.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a big night on Saturday, so I'm pretty ready to go.
You're ready to go. All right, excellent. Flickers on this weekend. Thanks for joining us for a pit walk, and maybe you should get back to work. Or not.